spawning as the red Protoss player on the bottom left side of the map is Bonyth.
And in the top left corner, we have Dewalt.
Radeon, the most standard of standard maps. Say.
Yeah, I mean, the current BSL map pool is pretty standard, with exception of Roaring Currents. I guess Dominator is not standard with the reverse ramps. But many 4-player maps in this season, and usually the 4-player maps. It's hard to think of a 4-player map that doesn't fit that category standard, I think.
Yeah. In the past years, I would say that the 2-player maps were wacky. The only 4-player wacky map that I remember is Sparkle.
True. Yeah, it takes an island to be a weird 4-player map, I see.
Yeah. But there was also the map, I don't remember the name. It was, the name was some date from Korean history. With the very narrow ramp and a lot of gasless expansion. Very similar to an 815, but on some newer 743, something like that. There was a map also not that long ago, maybe back, but also a wacky 4-player map. I think we even played at some point the one party on that map, or some kind of tourney. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But to the point, there are very rarely wacky 4-player maps.
Yeah. That is true. Alright, what do we have? We have one gate tech from both me and Dewalt. Let's see, is Dewalt getting a Zealot? Because I'm not getting a Zealot. And meanwhile, Dewalt is getting a Zealot. Because of that, one player will get a Zealot that will be useful for battle, meanwhile the other player will have an extra probe.
Yeah, the chat helped us with the wacky 4-player map that I was talking about. It was 76.
Oh, yeah, because of the small ramps, right? So you weren't able to get through with it with fat units.
Yeah, and the natural was only mineral only, and there was the backdoor expansion that you could slide through for a moment only. Crazy.
Yeah, there were some maps with like these outer rings too. It was like the center of them. Oh, doesn't matter. Let's see. What do we have?
The game. Yeah. I will. Fuck. I wanted to say something, and now
you forgot
I saw
what
that.
You wanted to say.
No. I saw that Dewalt is going for the second gate, because I want to say. So I will go on a limb and guess that both players will start with Robo. But of course, the moment I thought about it, I saw the second gateway from Dewalt.
Yeah, so I'm playing here pretty greedy. Usually when you go for one gateway and no Zealot, usually you follow this up with a second gateway as to compensate for the lack of firepower. But here I decided to opt for a little more greedy variation with robotics. It's like I expected Dewalt to expect that second gateway and that fortune timing. And to answer that, I went for a faster tech in order to have an advantage in another area of the. And the advantage is there. I'm ahead by 3 workers. That's huge. That being said, Dewalt is pushing across the map, so I need to be really ahead in the reaction. But
the first volley, second volley, third volley. Oh my god.
That's huge.
Doesn't look good.
-1 Dragoon. Is the ramp gonna be enough to survive this attack here? So there are 5 units versus 3 probes blocking the path for the Dewalt to get on top of the ramp. but in the end there are 4 guns versus 2 versus 1, and it looks really, really bad for Bonyth.
Very, very bad. I would say that it's very difficult. The whole advantage with probes has vanished.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Not just that, but even the unit count. Good trap with the
Really nice.
probes. But still, this is definitely way more damage than Dewalt was expecting to do. And follow this up, the Dewalt will go with a very aggressive strategy. He will follow this up with a river push, actually.
I would think that he would take an expansion if I would be in your shoes.
Yeah, I would think so myself. Especially that I saw that Dewalt stopped attacking me, so that made me think like he stopped his gun production for a moment, which would usually be. Okay, Dewalt's pushing again, trying to get the wounded gun. He got it, but at the price of 2 very wounded guns of his own.
But you have a faster Nexus. Now the question is, how will the river shuttle micro look like for both of you, both of the players?
Nexus timing is not that important if it's like within 300 HP, I would say. So more important is that Dewalt has got a small tech advantage, maybe not tech advantage, definitely gun advantage, and a couple of workers advantage. So all things considered, I would say Dewalt is like currently 6 or 7 to 3 odds in these positions. I see the shuttle. They have what? 4 guns and a river. Zero is suggesting that I should be getting a shield battery. Yeah. Yeah, that's what Spino was meant for, actually, but I decided to go without it. Second river popped, got to reposition my guns, kind of bait Dewalt deeper into my defense, and once he reaches, okay, need to target fire the shuttle. I do that.
Oh, nice targeting.
But there's still so many guns. How many? 7 guns versus 3 guns, but some of these guns are really
very much wounded, right?
But also need to be really careful, because these couple of guns can really kill myself really easily. Okay, the dance was enough. Was
really
able
nice.
To
really nice. Yeah. The crucial thing here, I think, was the shuttle snipe, right? This prohibited Dewalt from this pickup micro.
Yeah. Now, that being said, Dewalt a little bit ahead in terms of eco, so 5 worker lead, and on top of that, a little bit more of army lead, as we see in the supply. So maybe from 7 to 3 position, we're going to 6 to 4.
Yeah, Dewalt has a little bit of a probe advantage, and little being 5, 6 now. So it's quite a bit.
Yeah, army size is plus minus the same. That being said, I have the tempo on the robotics production. So I already have 2 rivers and a shuttle, while Dewalt has 2 rivers at this point.
The difference is you've got only 2 gateways, right? And Dewalt has already 4. So that might be compensate a little bit for the difference in terms of shuttle. But the micro, and we all know how good your micro with river shuttles is. So
don't curse it. Alright, so let's see the dance between the 2 players. Shuttle just came out from the Dewalt, but still nice. I was able to get some free guns. I say free, but it took a little bit of HP on the shuttle, as I continue to try to find some free damage. Connection on one of my rivers, so minus 100 HP. That being said, the extra gateways kicked in. We see a lot of guns from Dewalt Clearly a good advantage right now from Dewalt. Here we go with engagement. The first Scarab shots weren't really great from Bonyth, but now these were really good.
Amazing.
Wasn't quite able to land the last shot. That could be very like even game deciding. But still, 5 guns against just like actually no, 4 gateways production kicks in, drives back the Red Protoss army. And another river from Dewalt pops to save the day from any potential more aggression. So, what's the status right now? Dewalt with the probe advantage, total number of 8. And me with probably a little bit of an army advantage, given the supplies are really close.
Yeah, on top of that, you've got an additional gateway. Dewalt just started adding the additional gateways too, yeah. Got an advantage of 2 gateways currently, and I think that you have this shuttle speed, whereas Dewalt, I didn't see speed from. Upgrade.
Okay, here we go. Another engagement. Since I won the last engagement, I decide to re-engage. Dewalt target firing. Actually, this is not the best place to. The Scarab damage from Dewalt are just too big of the hits, and the Scarab connects. So I think I took the fight a little bit too. I was too greedy with that. Oh, 2 rivers are coming. What are these? Seems like donations.
3 rivers.
I mean 3. Took 1 river on my own, a shuttle, and a bunch of guns. So I don't know, plus minus the same trade in terms of value.
At this point, separate from the probe advantage, I would say that you guys are very similar.
Yep. I mean, the production is the same, right? It's 6 gateways plus robotics versus 6 gateways plus robotics. They are trying to see if I'm getting a third. He engages me, but with not enough guns, so I'm taking this opportunity to kill as many guns as possible. As I see, this is just definitely a mistake on Dewalt's part. Took some free guns, like 3 or 4 guns, because of that. Here we go. Dewalt drops the river. This river is with Scarab damage, but reinforcing gateway 6 reinforcing guns will just be barely able to stop my push here. Okay, both players taking their expansions. Basically back to status quo again, right?
Yeah, I feel like I'm observing a mirror between you guys. Very similar play, very similar strategy.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna get on the offense again because I killed Shuttle and a river while I was engaging without that river. So it feels like I'm in the driver's seat right now.
That question, at this point, that when you killed everything on Devil's side of the map on the expansion, wouldn't be it useful to like do a drop to the mineral line? You get speed.
Which base? Main? Or?
Yeah, main. Because you were next to the main, basically.
Yeah, it makes sense. That being said, I decided to go pick up a second river with hopes to just crush Dewalt here and there. That was my thinking process. I also noticed, I think, a unit. So force yet another. So my base is already mining. Meanwhile, Dewalt doesn't have his 30 yet.
You closed the probe gap. That's really good because for majority of the game you were a little bit behind.
All right, here we go. Big engagement. I think Dewalt has just more guns from it. Seems like he just has more river. Scarab connections are good. but is it enough to overcome the gun difference here? It's close that one. Scarab shot connect, and it seems like a similar amount of guns from both sides, but just couple extra guns from Dewalt here.
Okay, we've got 2 robotics from your side, whereas Dewalt is, I think, 1, right? This will give you a significant edge.
Yeah, that being said, that was a bad engagement.
I think he had a better arc, right?
And more guns. That really surprised me because I thought that I was winning earlier fights to some degree, so I thought I would be able to crush him in here if I just go, but that wasn't the case. Dewalt still had enough.
And but now we've got not only the robo advantage, you've got also the gateway advantage. You had a faster expansion, so it looks pretty good for you against Dewalt. You against Bonyth.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh, the
Harassment
drop.
from Dewalt.
Whoa.
Bam. But like 10 workers actually, no. So yeah, both players mining their thirds. Back to status quo. That's what I would like to say, but I lost these 10 workers, so and that's the difference between me and Dewalt right now. The issue right now is that I'm being too passive, I think. So just as this choke is very good for defending, it can be used the other way around as well. It can be used to contain the Protoss.
Is there an damage upgrade for you?
Yeah, no, of course, that's the standard. The meta. Yep. Cannon and
Like
2 guns, enough to scare off the shuttle.
Now for reverse 2 shuttles, so I think it will be shortly a moment for you to go. But like you said, very difficult to get out of the choke point.
Yeah, exactly. But that was my intention, get 2 shuttles for reverse. Meanwhile, more harassment from Dewalt, who one Scarab jumped over the minerals and landed a good Scarab hit. This basically forces me to do something. I can take 1 Scarab shot on probes, cannot take 2. Dewalt in time to deploy his reverse, and yeah, this is way too big of an arc for me to engage into. As such, gotta take it slow, methodical.
It's very difficult to micro with 2 shuttles into reverse. And 4 reverse, sorry.
Yep. One Scarab connection on one of the rivers. Where we are with the supply, so army size plus minus the same. Worker count definitely favoring Dewalt, and positional advantage definitely favoring Dewalt. Trying to get some damage onto the shuttle. But Scarabs deal damage as well. Both rivers taking a hit.
A little bit like chess, right? No.
I think red players should have done maybe like not try to get out from this position by force through this choke, but like get more shuttles and like go for like drop onto the third.
Yeah, a little bit of harassment. Right?
Here we go, big engagement. Big arc yet again from Dewalt. 2 of my rivers dying. Dewalt picking up his river just in time. But I still have 2 more rivers. But The arc is working.
Whoa!
The shuttle goes down, but the river still lives.
Whoa,
Air
nice
connections
shot.
are good.
Really nice pickup micro, and the dad. I thought that the Scarab will detonate, but now the way is open. But both of you guys have very similar army counts, but it doesn't look that good. This
Yeah,
in terms of supply.
Yeah, in the end, thanks to the arc, Dewalt was able to take a better trade. Here we go, another big engagement in the middle of the map. The three versus, but there are just that many more guns from Dewalt, or other verges. My units are just later into the party. And yeah, seems like
And GG.
Dewalt had
Okay.
just too much. So what were my mistakes? I think my mistakes, I was too eager with that attack on the top left position, where Dewalt had that. After stopping third and fourth, I should have just be content with like parking outside of Dewalt's that choke, and maybe contest third if it goes up. And even after that decision, I should be when I stayed passive. So I either needed to get out on the map, or to not get myself contained, or go for like additional shuttles and try to harass Dewalt's third with like at least 2 rivers and a couple of guns, if not 4 rivers.
Yeah, especially after the two successful shuttle or the river drops, I would say that the harassment from your side would be beneficial, because especially when you're contained, right, then quite often the case is that majority, if not all, of your opponent's army is standing in front of your main or the choke point, right? So this gives you a little bit of an opportunity. And if Dewalt would decide to, okay, I need to defend against, leave some guns against potential shuttle drops, then his army would be weaker. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I think
All right.
go to the
Yeah.
next game.
Let us jump into the second game between the two. Map is going to be Dominator.
So here we got Dewalt spawning on the right side of the map as the blue Protoss player.
And on the bottom side, we have me spawning as a red Protoss.
I will say I don't like Dominator. The reverse, not in PvP, especially. I feel like the reverse.
I agree. Like this matchup is so much about positioning, so it's really tricky. It's like it becomes a lot about rock beats scissors, beats paper, beats rock. You know? So what we have is that DT build is countered by 1 gate robo into 3 gates. Then 1 gate robo into 3 gates is countered by what? By usually say 3 gates to some degree. And then 3 gates are countered by DTs.
DTs, yeah. That's the thing I was waiting for.
There's of course some mix-ins. It's a little bit more of a complex rock scissor piper, but well, it's it exists even on a normal map, but on a map with reverse maps, it's even more apparent. Okay, Dominator. So
Dewalt scouted the middle just in case. I think I never saw you playing any kind of middle gate thing, so that's surprising to me.
oh please, we played against each other so many times that both of us throw to one another some cheeses.
Okay. But through majority of the games of yours that I saw was like pretty standard. You're River Micro is that level that you are focusing on that. So that's why I'm a little bit surprised with the middle scout. I would more anticipate this kind of game from opening from Dewalt. Dewalt is, you play very standard. Dewalt throws a lot to the mix, I would say.
True.
Okay, but going back to the game,
Still, it's important
range.
it's important to scout the middle of the map on this map because of the reverse ramps. So on top of Zealot harassment that you can get from the two gateways in the center, you can also put like a contain even with cannons on the high ground. So very dangerous map in that regard as well.
Yeah, two gate opening into cannons in front of your main. Yeah, been there, lost to that. Yeah. But in the game, oh, pretty nice harassment. Free gate opening. Yeah, I think the map, the reverse ramp, is telling Dewalt to open in this way.
We've played each other on this map also many times. I've also in my history went against for DTs against Dewalt, but more often drew the short stick with the, and it was, for example, like free gate ops.
Wow, Dewalt found your probe. It was trying. Probably was trying to scout him. Just in
I
case,
think
right?
Dewalt either wanted to make a pylon or just scout himself.
Okay, so we've got a free gate opening versus a robo opening into two gates. So at this point, just blankly, the openings, I would say if you will identify the free gates, then you move back and with the river is okay. It's okay. But if you won't identify and try to fight against the free gates in front of your main, it might be a little bit difficult. Oh.
Yeah, Dewalt didn't show the extra gun.
Ah, you opened free gates also with Observer. Okay.
Yeah, I basically went for usually free gate is hurts your eco, so I went for a build with free gate without a Zealot to compensate for that. Here we go. Dewalt smartly uses the probe to brings in some chaos, but not quite using it to put it on, for example, on the ramp. Okay, so I ended up killing one of the goons, but at the cost of my goons being heavily wounded. So I got to defend, give up on the high ground here, play it from there. Dewalt is poking, trying to find some damage. So yeah, Dewalt decided to go for one more goon wave, so plus 3 goons into the goon stop production into a nexus with a rope. Here we go, engagement from Dewalt.
Oh, nice. One goon will die and one's heavily.
Yeah, I tried to use the momentum, maybe use the, maybe there, yeah, only one of the goon, actually 2 of the goons were wounded, so I'm still not quite able to get back my ramp. So I'll have to wait for the shuttle and river before I push out. In theory, I could opt for a shuttle. This is why Dewalt is poking in right now, because if I opted for a shuttle and elevate some goons on the other side, if he poked and saw that there is not enough units from me, he could just get in, right? So this is important to poke like that to see if if there are no such elevations happening. Alright, so this basically forces me into a very all-in situation, as Dewalt has a functioning nexus. He's got also free gates and he's got robotics, but he's got slower tech. So basically, this game will be all about basically tech against high ground.
Yeah, I wanted to say that it will be defined if by the fact if you'll be able to get up the pizza slice.
Mm-hmm. I guess it's also possible to harass over a defensive opponent like that, but Dewalt wisely makes pylons around the map, so he can use all his guns in defense against the frontal push. All right, let's see, because this moment we will probably decide the fate of the game. Observer from both parties, so no map hack for either player. He repositions his river as to not eat a scarab shot, and also his guns very good positioning. And here we go, he is called, but the scarabs are not shooting, or rather shooting in a weird path. Finding some good scarab connection, but another good connection from the blue Protoss.
Good battery usage.
Yep. Finally, I'm getting on top of the ramp, but is that enough? Seems like Dewalt's army is just a little bit too many guns.
And he splitted the goons in very good manner so that the splash damage won't deal any damage, or rather, not that much damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no splash damage from the river is a big thing. 3 guns reinforcing right now. I'm basically building 3 guns. The river doesn't die, so that's
oh my god,
a win. Definitely best case scenario in this situation. But is it gonna be enough? They're firing the shield battery because I cannot really engage Dewalt head on. Dewalt goes for my river. I need to trade river for river and then back off. Resuming river production, going for another shuttle. There is no coming back from this. I need to continue gambling. So for the time being, both me and Dewalt are on 3 gateways plus robotics. In that regard, we're kind of even. Trying to get on top of the ramp, but Dewalt just with that move was able to.
oh.
Yep. Not looking great.
And Dewalt even scouted the fact that you don't have an Nexus, so he knows it's all about defense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he knows that he can stop prop production and focus just purely on gateway units and robo units. Okay, let's see.
Yeah, last attempt from me. I know that extra gateways are kicking in right about now, so if I don't break Dewalt right now, there is no breaking in.
Or die.
Going for harassment. I think Pylon spots me. Dewalt's moving position. Trying to run away with the shuttle. Not quite able to do so.
GG. Okay.
Such a torture, you know, casting my own losses like that.
Okay, I understand. So rock beat scissors this game.
Yeah, to some degree. Just a second.
Okay. So, how does the ranking look like after these games? That's something I would like to know.